There is something your doctor has almost certainly never said to you, not because they do not care, not because they are hiding it, but because in a 12-minute appointment with 3 other patients waiting and a prescription to write, there is simply no time for the conversation that could change everything about how safely you move through your own life. And what I am about to tell you is not complicated. It is not a new medication. It is not a surgical procedure. It will not cost you a single dollar. It is the truth about how you walk. Specifically, how you almost certainly walk right now, and why that pattern, the one that feels completely normal to you, the one you have not thought about in decades, may be the single greatest full risk you are carrying into every room of your house today. My name is Dr. Joseph Collins, and I am a medical health educator who has spent years studying how the body changes after 70, and more importantly, what can still be done about it. Today I want to give you the kind of conversation most people never get inside a doctor's office. No rush, no jargon, just the truth. And what to do with it. Let me describe something to you. I want you to picture a woman. Let's call her Abigail. She is 74 years old, sharp as a tack, lives alone, still drives herself to church on Sunday. About 8 months ago, she started feeling a little less sure on her feet. Not dramatically. Nothing she could point to and say, that is the problem. Just a quiet, creeping uncertainty. She started watching the floor more when she walked. Her steps got a little shorter. She stopped swinging her arms the way she used to. She told herself she was being careful. That careful was smart. 3 weeks ago, Abigail fell in her kitchen. She was pouring her morning coffee. She wasn't rushing. She wasn't doing anything wrong. She is recovering now, but she lost 6 weeks of independence. And the confidence she had before that fall has not fully come back. Here is what breaks my heart about Abigail's story. The way she was walking those 8 months, that cautious, shortened, eyes-down shuffle, was not protecting her. It was setting her up for exactly what happened. And nobody told her. Not her primary care doctor. Not her pharmacist. Not the well-meaning family members who kept buying her grip socks and shower rails. Because the real problem was not her bathroom floor. It was not her shoes. It was a walking pattern called shuffle gait. And it is present in a significant percentage of adults, over 70, who consider themselves careful walkers. Here is what shuffle gait actually looks like from the outside. The steps are short, noticeably shorter than they were 10 or 15 years ago. The feet barely lift off the floor with each step, sliding forward in a low skimming motion, rather than lifting cleanly. The upper body tilts forward slightly. The eyes drift downward toward the ground. The arms stop swinging. The whole picture is someone who is working hard to feel safe, and is, without knowing it, creating the exact conditions that make a fall more likely. Why? Because when your foot barely clears the floor, every rug edge, every threshold strip, every tiny rise in the flooring becomes a tripwire. There is no margin. The moment your toe catches something, and on an average day, in the average home, it will, your body has no time and no room to correct. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, falls are the leading cause of injury-related death among adults 65 and older in the United States. And the majority of those falls happen on level ground, not stairs, not ice. The floor of the room you are standing in right now, that number stops me every time I say it. Because what it means is that the danger is not out there somewhere. It is in the ordinary walk from the bedroom to the bathroom at 2 a.m. It is in the 12 steps from the back door to the car. And shuffle gait makes every single one of those steps more dangerous, while feeling like the opposite. Now, before you shut this off because I just made everything sound hopeless, I need you to hear this next part carefully. Shuffle gait is reversible. The weakness in the muscles that lift your legs, the slowing of the neurological signals between your brain and your feet, both of those things respond to correction. There is real clinical evidence for this. A consistent, specific walking adjustment practiced daily produces measurable improvements in gait stability. Not in 6 months, not after a year. Meaningful change begins within weeks. And the adjustment itself? It is one thing, one small specific thing that human beings are biomechanically designed to do, but quietly stop doing as the years add up. It is called a heel strike. And in part 2, I'm going to show you exactly what it is, why your body lost it, and how to bring it back, starting with your very next step out of this chair. But first, I want to ask you something. Has your walk changed in the last 5 years? Do you feel less sure on your feet than you used to? Do you find yourself watching the floor when you move through a room? If your answer is yes, even a quiet, uncertain yes, then what comes next in this video was made specifically for you. Stay with me. Let me take you back to something your body already knows how to do. When you were 35, 40 years old, walking without a second thought, every step you took followed the same natural sequence. Your heel touched the ground first. Your weight rolled forward through the arch of your foot, across the ball, and your toes pushed off behind you to drive the next step. It was fluid. It was automatic. It was the most stable and efficient movement pattern the human body produces. That sequence is called a heel strike. And for most people over 70 who have developed shuffle gait, it has quietly disappeared. Not overnight. Not from a single injury or a single event. It fades gradually, so gradually that you never notice the moment it leaves. The muscles responsible for lifting your leg with each step, your hip flexors, your glutes, your core, weaken slowly from underuse. At the same time, the neurological signals your brain sends to your legs slow down. Your foot starts landing flat instead of heel first. Then toe first. The steps get shorter. The lift disappears. And what your body once did automatically, it now no longer does at all. Here is the part that matters. A 2019 review published in the journal Gait and Posture found that targeted gait retraining in older adults produced statistically significant improvements in step length, foot clearance, and walking stability. With meaningful results appearing in as few as 4 to 6 weeks of consistent practice. 4 to 6 weeks. Not years, not a lifetime commitment. Weeks. Your body has not forgotten how to walk properly. It has simply stopped being reminded. Restoring the heel strike is that reminder. So what does this actually look like in practice? Here is the single adjustment I want you to carry with you from this moment forward. With every step you take, reach your heel slightly forward, just a few inches more than your foot naturally wants to land, and let it make contact with the ground first. Feel your weight shift forward through the foot. Let your toes push off behind you as you move into the next step. And critically, lift your foot. Do not slide it. Pick it up, reach it forward, land on the heel. When this is done correctly, several things happen at once. Your step length increases, which improves balance and forward momentum. Your foot clears the floor properly, which eliminates the risk of catching on surface irregularities. Your posture lifts. The heel strike naturally pulls your weight back and upright, out of that forward-leaning shuffle position. And your hip flexors, glutes and core are suddenly being asked to work again, which begins rebuilding the very strength that protects you from falls. One adjustment, one change, but it triggers a chain reaction throughout your entire body. Now I'm going to give you 3 exercises that will make this new walking pattern feel natural and automatic. These are not gym exercises. You do not need equipment. You need a hallway, a sturdy chair, and 15 minutes. Exercise 1. The slow heel walk. Before anything else, your nervous system needs to relearn this movement at a pace slow enough to actually feel it. Most people who have been shuffling for months or years have not lost their strength. They have lost the motor pattern. The neural pathway that produces a proper heel strike has faded from disuse, the same way a rarely used road fades from a map. Here is how to rebuild it. Stand at one end of your hallway with one hand lightly touching the wall if you need it. Begin walking, but walk at half your normal speed. With each step, consciously reach your heel forward and let it land first. Feel the contact. Feel your weight roll forward through the foot. Feel your toes push off. 10 steps forward. Turn carefully. 10 steps back. That is 1 set. Complete 3 sets. What you are looking for is not speed and not distance. You are looking for the sensation of the heel landing deliberately, with intention, not collapse. This is neurological work, not fitness work. What scientists call neuroplasticity. Your brain actively forming new movement pathways. Every correct repetition strengthens that pathway. What feels strange today will begin to feel automatic within days. Exercise 2. The high knee march. One of the direct consequences of shuffle gait is that the hip flexors, the muscles responsible for lifting your leg with each step, have become progressively weaker. When those muscles weaken, foot clearance drops. When foot clearance drops, every threshold, Every rug, every uneven tile becomes a hazard. This exercise targets those muscles specifically. Stand behind a sturdy chair with both hands resting lightly on the back. March in place, lifting your right knee toward your chest as high as you comfortably can, then lowering it with control. Then the left knee. Slow and deliberate. 15 repetitions on each side. As this becomes easier, practice the march while moving slowly forward through the hallway. Lifting each knee before stepping, then placing your heel down first. You are now combining both exercises into something very close to proper walking. Exercise 3, the stride length walk. Place 2 small pieces of tape on your hallway floor, 18 inches apart. Walk toward the first piece of tape and aim to land your heel at or just beyond the second piece with each step. 10 full strides down the hallway, then turn and return. 2 complete lengths. Do not lunge, do not overreach. The goal is a comfortable, natural extension of your stride, not a performance. If 18 inches feels too far to start, begin at 12. What matters is the habit of reaching that heel forward with intention on every single step. Here is what most people discover within the first week of these 3 exercises. Their walking starts to feel different before they expect it to. More deliberate, more grounded, less like something happening to them and more like something they are choosing. That shift from passive movement to conscious movement is where the real protection begins. I want to tell you what happens when someone actually does this, not a clinical study participant, not a patient in a controlled environment. Someone like Abigail, the woman I told you about at the beginning of this video. After her fall, Abigail's daughter found this channel. She started doing the 3 exercises you just learned. Every morning, 15 minutes, hallway of her own home. No gym, no specialist appointment, no waiting list. At the end of week 2, she told her daughter the floor felt different under her feet, more solid, more trustworthy. At the end of week 4, she stopped watching the ground when she walked. Her eyes came up, her shoulders came back. The woman who had been shuffling carefully through her own kitchen for 8 months was walking through it differently. Not perfectly, not like she was 35 again, but deliberately, confidently, like someone who had taken something back. That is what this is about. Not fitness, not performance, not turning back the clock to a body you had 40 years ago. This is about reclaiming the walk you need to live your own life, on your own terms, in your own home for as long as possible. Now I want to give you the clinical picture, because I promised you facts, not assumptions. The research on gait retraining in adults over 65 is consistent, and it is encouraging. Studies examining targeted walking correction programs, specifically those focused on restoring heel strike mechanics and increasing step length, have documented reductions in fall risk, alongside measurable improvements in walking speed, stride stability, and self-reported confidence on uneven surfaces. One study published in the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation found that structured gait rehabilitation improved functional walking outcomes in older adults even when the intervention began well into the 7th or 8th decade of life. Let me say that again plainly. Even in your 70s and 80s, your body responds. The nervous system adapts, the muscles rebuild, the pathways reconnect. Aging's not the same as permanent. But here is the part your doctor almost certainly has never had time to explain. And this is the single most important thing I want you to take from this entire video. The biggest enemy of gait recovery is not weakness. It is not age. It is not even the shuffle pattern itself. It is inconsistency. Small movements practiced every single day send a stronger signal to the nervous system than a hard workout done once a week. The body responds to what it is reminded of repeatedly and regularly. 3 exercises, 15 minutes, 7 days a week. That daily reminder is what creates lasting change, not intensity, repetition. This is why the exercises I gave you in part 2 are designed the way they are. They are not exhausting. They are not painful. They are designed to be done tomorrow morning, and the morning after that, and the morning after that. Until the heel strike stops being something you have to think about and becomes something your body simply does again. When that happens, and it will happen, everything downstream changes. The nighttime uncertainty when you get up to use the bathroom begins to ease. The hesitation at the top of your own staircase becomes smaller. The grocery store parking lot, the church steps, the grandchildren's front yard, all of it starts to feel more manageable. Not because the world got safer, because you did. I want you to think for a moment about what your daily independence actually looks like. Walking to your mailbox in the morning, climbing into your own bed at night without holding the wall, standing at the kitchen counter, long enough to cook a real meal, sitting down on the floor to play with your grandchildren, and getting back up without a production. Moving through your own home without the constant background question, will my legs hold me today? That question is not something you have to live with. That quiet fear that has moved into the back of your mind, the one that is always there when you step onto a wet floor, or cross a parking lot, or navigate an unfamiliar room. That fear is not the price of aging. It is the consequence of a walking pattern that was never corrected, and correcting it is within reach. Before you go, I need to say one more thing, and I say this to every person who watches this channel. If you have recently had a hip or knee replacement, or if you are being treated for any neurological condition affecting your balance, or if your doctor has advised you to avoid weight-bearing exercise, please speak with your physician before beginning these exercises. Some movements may need to be modified for your specific situation. Always practice near a wall, a counter, or a sturdy chair. If at any point you feel pain, dizziness, or anything your body tells you is wrong, stop immediately. There is no exercise in this video worth your safety. None. Progress at your own pace. Trust what your body tells you. And if something feels too challenging on day one, that is not failure. That is information. Start smaller. Start slower. Start where you are. You do not have to earn your independence back all at once. You just have to start. Now, I would love to hear from you. Have you noticed changes in the way you walk over the last few years? Does the floor feel less trustworthy than it used to? Leave a comment below with your age and where you are watching from. Your experience matters here, and it may be exactly what another viewer needs to read today to take their first step. If this video helped you, please share it with someone you care about. A sister, a neighbour, a friend who mentioned feeling unsteady lately. This information costs nothing to pass along, and it could matter more than you know. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss what comes next. My name is Dr. Joseph Collins. Thank you for spending this time with me today, and here is to moving through your life, confidently, safely, and on your own terms.